And who else is on? Dennis, hello, and Shan. And make sure you put your first and last name in. Hi, Brigetta. Um, let's see, who am I missing here? Jennifer, good morning. Is there something in the chat there? Oh, that's just the link for, not sure what that is, Jeremy. What is that? The
Yeah,
ontuesday.com?
it's an app for Tuesday or something that agents can use for
Okay.
listings. So
Oh, I'll let you talk about that. Okay, and then I think it's Christina. Wow, what a that's a cool way to spell your name. And Cece, good morning. All right, so people are jumping on, and so Jeremy, did you have something you wanted to talk about quick, or do you want to wait?
yeah, I'll just wait for a while. It's exactly 10 anyway. So yeah, if
Okay. We'll
no,
wait a couple more minutes to have people jump on, and then we'll start.
yeah. Oh, here they are. There's now slowly starting to come in. So
Let's see here. Okay, we got a couple more people.
morning, Christina.
Morning. Hi, Dawn, Mark, Pam, Elizabeth. Good morning. Please put your first and last name in if you can change it. All right. Do you think we should get started? It's at 10:02, so let's get going. So I'm just going to let Tom take over. He's going to tell you, who he is, about his company, and we'll just let you take over. Okay, Tom? Welcome.
Great. Hey, thanks everyone. Thanks for having me this morning. Just confirming everyone can see this.
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So hey, thanks for having me this morning. I'm Tom DiDonato. I'm the owner of HOMEstretch. We serve pretty much the entire Twin Cities, so think about an hour any direction of, central Minneapolis. So, um, and what we do, we work exclusively with real estate agents and homeowners to prep their houses for sale. So we provide all the cosmetic services that are needed to improve the condition of a home. So I think as all of you know, price, location, and condition is what, really determines how much a house is going to sell for, and we specialize in improving the condition prior to listing. Now, if you leave today and you remember only a handful of things about who we are and what we do, think of us as we can clear out houses, so we can do junk removal, we deal with hoarder situations, kind of we've seen it all. We do painting, we do carpet and flooring, we can do landscape cleanup, some light handyman work, and then move out cleans. So really anything that's necessary to get a house looking better prior to listing. We're, a one-stop shop that you can call and we'll make your lives a lot easier. Our number one goal, and where we have a lot of success is when we work with agents, and we come in and we recommend items that will maximize the value for the homeowner. So if something's not going to generate an ROI, we're not going to recommend doing it. Where we have a lot of success is when we partner with agents and we walk through a home together. The agent has a very good point of view on, hey, if we do nothing to this house, if we sell it as is, whether it's someone who's looking to fix it up or to an investor, this is kind of the price range. This is what we're looking at. If we make these changes that Homestretch recommend, which is recommending, whether it's new flooring, a significant clean, new painting, maybe that $10,000, $15,000, we feel like we can easily list this house for 30, 40, 50,000 more than we would if we didn't do any updates. So that's really the business that we're in. We want to help you guys sell houses faster and for more money. And that's what we specialize in. So I always like to show, some of the examples of things we've done. Usually when we're in person, we do a little bit of a Price is Right style game here, but we'll kind of just go through it here on the computer. So this is a house we worked on recently. When we started walking through the house, the homeowner said, "We've got to redo our kitchen and we've got to redo our master bathroom. They're both a problem." We walked in this kitchen and we said, "Hey, this is not that bad. We can definitely work with this. We do not need to remodel your kitchen. We can make this look great with just some cosmetic updates." So this is what it looked like when we walked in. And this is what it looked like, after our project was over. So again, this is not a renovation. This is a refresh. So, we painted the cabinets, we swapped out a few old light fixtures, we painted the walls, and then we cleaned. And this is a night and day, kitchen versus what it was. So this is kind of what it looked like. This is what it was. And this is where we usually play how much do you think this cost your client if we were to do something like this? And, it's really good to do this exercise with a bunch of realtors because you guys are in homes all the time. You know way better than a general consumer would know. And we hear 30,000, 40,000, 2,000. We hear numbers all over the map, and it plays into the psychology of a buyer. When they walk into a house and they see something they don't like, they immediately assume it's going to cost way more than it really will to fix. So our goal is to fix these things before a buyer walks in and says, I don't really like the kitchen. Let's go look at another house. So this project here, all in, we fixed this entire kitchen, one of the most important rooms in the house, for just under $3,000. And I think most of you guys would agree if you could sell a house with this kitchen and it cost $3,000 more, that this would be a good ROI for your client. Now, the same home had a bathroom that the owner said, we have to blow this bathroom up and renovate it. It's a huge problem. No one's going to want this bathroom with carpet on the floor, wallpaper, very dated light fixtures. And again, we said, I don't think you need to renovate this bathroom. I think we can make it, you know, look nice and not be an issue when a buyer walks in. And that's exactly what we did. So we swapped out the floors, we painted the vanity, we changed the fixtures, the mirrors, the lights. We were able to keep the bathtub and the existing vanity, but we totally refreshed the space with some paint, some new floor, some new lights, and some mirrors. And it just goes to show the impact you can have by making cosmetic updates rather than having to fully renovate and take on a much larger project. This entire house was a 7-day project. We did pretty much every room in the house. We painted and put floor in. But these two rooms are the best example of problem areas that turned into selling points. Now, again, this was about $3,000. So, somebody could transform two of the most important rooms in their house from rooms that people probably aren't going to even put an offer in on this house to rooms that people are excited about for a total of $6,000. Now, the way HomeStretch works is we are designed because we work exclusively with agents and home, sellers and some buyers. Uh, we exist to make the agent's life as easy as possible. So, you don't need to be managing projects. You don't need to be coordinating multiple different vendors in your client's home. We handle all of that. We make it easy from the color selection to the product selection. We have a national partnership with Sherwin-Williams and Shaw Flooring. So we're providing high quality options. We know what colors and palettes help neutralize homes and help them sell. So we're never going to, even if your client says, I really love my red walls in the kitchen, we're going to push them towards neutral options that, the buyer universe is going to like. We also, can help your clients visualize, what something might look like, if we were to paint the cabinets, if we were to change the floors. Sometimes this is enough to get them over the edge. This also helps, we do occasionally go out with agents and buyers. If a buyer loves a house but says, my wife hates the kitchen, she wants to paint the cabinets, we can kind of show them, hey, this is what it'll look like, this is what it will cost. And then they know before putting in an offer what that's going to cost them and we can actually get the work done prior to them moving in. One of our popular financing options, so we really have, there's three methods that people pay for our services. The most popular is people just, pay 50% when we start the project, 50% when we finish the project. Our second most popular is our partnership with Notable, which allows a client to pay at close. So this is a credit facility. It has zero, it's a soft credit pull. It's non-secured, so it has no impact on their debt to income ratio. So it won't impact them if they're looking for, a future mortgage on a house they're moving into. And the simplest way to think about this is it's about 1% a month on what they use. So let's say somebody's doing a $10,000 project. They use $10,000 from Notable. You sell their house in 90 days. It's about a $300 interest payment to push that $10,000 to close, and then it's just paid off at closing when you're working with title. So it's a very seamless, easy product. It takes about 45 seconds for them to apply. We can send application links even prior to us coming out to look at a project so they know where they stand. And clients are eligible for up to $70,000 through Notable. And it's a simple, what is their credit score and how much equity do they have in the home? Those are really the only two criteria that are factored in.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm going off topic. There's a question right there. Sorry. How about for pet damage such as cat or dog urine?
Could you repeat that?
A question about how about pet damage such as cat or
Yeah.
dog urine?
Yeah, pet damage, we deal with a lot. I'd say our of all the smells and damages things we deal with, pets is probably one, two is smoker houses. So um pet damage, obviously if it's just, chewing on baseboards, scratching cabinets, we can refinish, we can touch up all that. If it's floors, we can, whether it's replacing or refinishing, we can do. I'd say what we deal with a decent amount is more frequent with cats than dogs is, the whether it's urine or spay or whatever it is, like the smell. So if it's on carpet or, gets on the baseboards, we are very good at, neutralizing the odor. So whether it's, pulling up the floor, treating the baseboards, treating the subfloors, and then, putting in new carpet, new LVP, whatever the client decides. But that is something we deal with quite a bit. So yes, we're well versed in that.
Okay, thanks.
So in terms of our process, so I want everyone to walk away from today and really understand what makes us unique and who we are, what we do, and how we work. So, if you were to call me today and say I've got a client in Roseville, they want to get a quote for some painting, some flooring, and some junk removal. We'd be out within 24 hours to do a consultation. Our consultations take about 30 minutes. We walk through the house, take some pictures, take some measurements, and then we provide a quote within 24 hours of that consultation. So they will have in their hand a breakdown by service of what the cost will be, so they know within 24 hours, is this a project that we want to move forward with? In terms of the consultations, a lot of agents ask me, is this something that they need to be at? Um, you know, is it us with the client, us with the agent? We've done it all. So if the client and agent both want to be there, that's fine. If there's a lockbox and they just want us to go by ourselves, that's fine. We can go with just the client, just the agent. It really depends on, how hands-on do you need to be with this client? Do you need to be there because, they might want to paint the whole house navy blue and you're saying that's not a great idea and you want to be there to kind of, you know, bounce ideas off of us and help us steer them in the right direction. But we can do it however you guys see fit. We're very flexible and can make it work, depending on the situation. So a quote within 24 hours, and then we start projects within 3 to 5 days. So you will never hear it's 2 weeks out, it's 3 weeks out. Once a quote is signed, we start work within 3 to 5 days. Sometimes we start next day. But we have a lot of crews. We're set up for this. Our projects are quick. So we're ready to go and we're never going to make you guys wait. We know you have tight timelines for, listing photos or staging.
And I'm sure the main thing to remember is that you need to tell the clients that they're not going to live there anymore.
Yes,
So
it's a
whatever
great
colors they like really doesn't matter.
it is a great point, Kathy. There's lots of times when somebody loves a green color carpet and we say, "Hey, it's great. We're happy you love it, but this is what we do. We want to sell your house and we want to stay neutral." So it is a great reminder that most of the people we're working with are selling their homes, so it's less about what they want and more about what future buyers are looking for. Um, why HOMEstretch? What makes us unique? I mean, everyone here can find a painter, can find someone to do carpet. I think the number one thing is we are easy to work with. It's hassle free from start to finish. From the moment you call us to get a quote, from the way our quote arrives, from the way we manage the projects, we make your life easier as an agent, and your homeowners are going to love us. So you're going to look good because you recommended HomeStretch, and that's how our business operates. We succeed when agents refer clients to us. That's our entire business model. We don't knock on doors and say, "Hey, can we paint your house?" That's not who we are. We are exclusively set up to work with agents and their clients. So making you look good is our business. We work really fast. So our projects typically take 7 to 10 days. That's if we're working on a whole house. The house I like to describe, I'm sure everyone here has worked on a house like this. It's a nice house in a neighborhood. They've lived there for 40 years. They might be moving to assisted living. There's stuff everywhere. They've collected multiple couches, china cabinets. Their kids want none of it. The kids don't want any of the stuff. There's different colored carpet in every room. There's wallpaper throughout, brass light fixtures. I mean, you've all seen this house. So the way we handle this house is we come in, we clear out the entire house in a day. So we bring, 40-yard dumpster, we have our donation partners, we get rid of everything, we donate what we can, we get rid of the rest. We come in the next 3 days and paint the entire house, all the walls, the trim, ceilings where needed. The next day, we are laying down new flooring. After that, we're doing our quality control checks, making sure everything looks good. Then we're bringing in our cleaning crew. So, in a 7 day timeline, we're transforming an old, dated house into something that's now market ready and people would be excited to move into. And that's really what sets us apart is our speed, is something that others really can't match. And then we communicate well. So we're not your typical contractor. We pick up the phone when you call. If there's a problem, we fix it. You're going to receive consistent, clear, and simple communication from us every time you talk with us. We're a customer service business, and that's really what we pride ourselves on. So, as I mentioned, like our whole business is to make sure your life is easier and that the homeowners love us, and that's what we pride ourselves on doing. So, I appreciate your guys' time. I obviously can answer any questions that you guys have. This is my, you know, personal contact. This phone, you can put this down. You can scan the QR code so you have my business card saved, and really, call us anytime, even if it's something your client's not sure about. We're happy to come out, give a free quote, so at least they understand their options on, hey, is it worth spending some money to get our house in a better condition, or do we want to just sell it as is and leave some money on the table? So that's really all I had. I really appreciate you guys' time. And I look forward to working with you guys in the future. But if there's any questions, I'm happy to stick around and answer any.
I do have a question.
Sure.
I forgot the credit company, whatever you spoke about. So, for whatever reasons, if the house is pulled out of the market, what happens? How is the credit card? Like,
Yeah, so the criteria for using that is they have to have an agent listing their home. So they have to prove that they're actually selling their house. But to your point, if they decide, you know what, we love our house now and we're not going to move, uh, they have a year to pay it back, and then it just would turn into a traditional loan product. So it would really be no different than taking out, a short-term loan for, a renovation in your house. But they have a year to pay it back, and then it would basically turn into a traditional loan if they decide they're not going to sell.
thank you.
Yep.
I have a question. I live more south, about an hour, but closer to Mankato.
Okay.
Would you go as far as Mankato, which might be like an hour and a half, or is that like farther than you would go? And if you would go farther, like do you charge for extra for like
We
travel and stuff
we
like that?
we haven't gone down to Mankato. I would probably say we won't, but it might depend on the project. Like if it was a big enough project and we could make sure we could get our crews there. I mean, you're right. Like I wouldn't want to have to charge a ton to get our crews down there and all of that, but if we could make it work, we'd be open to it. But I'd say in a general rule of thumb is an hour is kind of our sweet spot, or else it gets difficult to keep our business model of, being fast and all that if we have to be in the car 3 hours a day back and forth.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if you are going about an hour though, do you charge extra then for that? And what does that look like?
We typically don't because we have paint crews that live in different parts of the city. So, if we're doing something up north and we've got a crew that's in Maple Grove, we might just have them do that. So it might be an hour from where I am, but it might only be 30 minutes from them. So we can manage it, but no, we don't charge like a transportation fee or anything like that if we're going an hour.
Okay, thanks.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you say an hour, where are you from to begin with? Like if you're in
Yes.
Burnsville, to go
I
to Mankato would not be so bad,
yeah,
but if you're
so
in Blaine, that would be two
no,
hours.
it's a good question. We're in Edina, but I usually just say like, you know, an hour
Downtown
from
Minneapolis or something?
yeah, from the middle of Minneapolis is like usually our general rule of thumb. And yeah, would we go an hour and five? Yes. Like it's a rough rule. Like if somebody called me and said, "Hey, we've got,
In
a
Jordan or
small hole in
something.
the wall and we're an hour and a half away, can you come patch it?" Like we'd probably say it's not a
No.
good
Yeah,
it's not a good fit for us or
I'll
you.
tell you how to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, thank you.
no problem.
There's a question in the chat from Haley. Do you work on exterior walls like painting and replacing siding?
We don't replace siding, but we do paint exterior. So I mean, what I would say is if we're painting the exterior and there's a few boards that are rotten or damaged, we can replace them, but we don't replace like all of the siding of a home. We can do patch and repair work if it's part of painting, but we're not like a siding company or a roofing company.
Any other questions for anyone?
Do you have like a general idea of what a 1,700 square foot house siding would cost to paint?
Uh, it's hard to say. It's kind of hard to say. It would depend on the condition. Like what's the substrate? Is it wood?
Yes.
I mean, I would probably say, is it single level?
Uh, uh, wow. Uh, yes, basically.
Okay.
Split entry.
It's tough to say. If you want to text me some pictures of the house, I could probably give you like a rough idea over text, but it'd be hard for me on the spot to just tell you what it would
Okay.
cost. But I'm
Okay.
happy to take a look at it if you want to. You can text that number.
Anything else? Okay, well, Tom, thank you. This was
Hey.
great.
I have another question.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Most of what you showed for changing with wood, you went in automatically and painted everything white. And I just watched a video on the mistake of an all white kitchen. Um, do you find that buyers are interested at this point in all white and they don't want any natural wood?
Um, I wouldn't say that. I would say what we've found is natural wood, like when the cabinets run into the floors. So then the kitchen I showed you, I don't think the natural wood cabinets were a problem, but the fact that they were the exact same color as the floors, that's a very,
Oh,
that's a very dated look.
okay.
So whether we made the cabinets white or, an off-white color or a blue, like I think there were a number of options to do with the cabinets. It's a lot cheaper to paint your cabinets than to replace your hardwood floors. So that was really the direction we went in. I do think white is a simple neutralizing color, so you do see a lot, but there are a lot of homes we work on that have beautiful natural dark trim that we would not paint white. It
Okay.
depends on the situation.
Because we've been here since 88, and we've totally redone our entire house. And my husband made all the cabinets from scratch. I have a gourmet kitchen. And like the drawers, it's one piece of wood, so all the grain goes all the way across
Hmm.
and matches and everything. And the thought of anybody painting this white just, ugh, get out of my house. And I
Yeah,
realized
I
You
think
know,
it's a very much a case by case. I wouldn't say we walk into every house and say, let's paint your cabinets white. I think it depends on the situation and what they have going on.
okay.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
of course.
Well, just remember that this call is recorded and we will post it on the Facebook page. I hope all of you have joined that because there's a lot of good information on it. Also, you can, if you're listing a home, you can put that on our Facebook page too, and people will send it out to their friends. And again, Tom, thank you.
Yeah,
And I
thank
hope
you.
that maybe you want to put your information in the chat, Tom. So, well,
Yeah,
you just have that too. No, you don't need to. You guys can just take a screenshot of what's in front of you there, and that's how you can get a hold of him. So, thank you
perfect.
very much,
Yeah,
and we
thank you guys.
appreciate you jumping on board. And Thursday, everyone, we do have a CE class, and it's a free lunch and learn in Edina. It's just one credit, starts at 12:15. You have received an email on it, probably a lot of emails on it. So if you want to come, we still have a few openings. I would say probably 10 more openings if you want to come. It's a one credit class through Structure Tech, 4-point inspections on older homes, I believe is what it is. So you're welcome to come. It's in Edina at Stewart Title. So make sure that you look at the address. And then next week's huddle will be our orientation for new agents. And also it'll be a refresher course for any of you that want updates on what's going on in the company. I will be gone. I'm going to be on a cruise. And so Jeremy will be taking over that meeting, and then the rest of the staff that works for National Realty Guild. All right. So, Jeremy, did
Kathy,
you have something?
I do have a question. You have two classes. One is coming up, and the other one is probably next week, sometime end of this month. I could register only for one. There was no link for the second one. So just to let you know if I missed something.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the invitation that was sent out for the one on the 23rd, you're only signing up for that class. You'll get another invitation for the next one. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Also, let me grab this opportunity. I'm taking every opportunity I can to remind you guys about your CEs. So the one that you're seeing on top here on my screen, this is for SPAR. They're kind of like inviting everyone for their CE class. This is in person, and I'm reiterating this one to enforce um, very special module. It's the required module. It's worth 3.75. This is the required 25-26. You are to get this, or you are required to take this. So they're offering it. I think it's for free. This in person. I could give you the link. I can give you guys the link and where to how you call it, sign up, so you guys can attend. It's April 29th at 8:30 a.m. I think it's a full day event, but you have to take the entire fair housing plus the MN agency, a total of 7.5, I believe. So if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll send you the link over. Again, it's in person, April 29th, morning, 8:30 to, I believe, you do the, if I can do the math, 7 hours total. So that covers your required module of 3.75. And also, apart from that, I also wanted you guys to take advantage of this opportunity as well. If you're doing listings specifically for listing change, we can give you guys a listing change form with Randy's signature, so you guys can email SPAR directly to change status to TNAS, because I believe they're monitoring their email nights and weekends. So I believe we have a lot of inquiries regarding agents who are trying to change status over the weekend, and some days we can't cater you guys. So you are now able to send requests over the weekend to SPAR directly. Let us know. We'll give you the listing change form with Randy's signatures. You can do it yourselves. And yep, again, we only have until June the 30th to finish your CEs. Please complete that. And also, if you guys are receiving my emails about license renewal, that is not a spam. That's coming from Commerce and coming from my end as well and Randy. So we won't miss any license renewal for this cutoff. It's June the 30th. So if you're receiving it, let me know. You have to call me, or you can email me directly, or you can reply to the email that I'm sending out. I'll be getting your credit card information, so I can key that in the Paul's portal or Commerce site. Apparently, only brokers have access to it, so please watch out for it. So if you guys don't have any questions, we'll call it a day. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks.
You're welcome.